Oh my goodness, Mercury retrograde is a real thing. This is like the millionth time I've shot this video today, and I don't even care about the US election. I already know who's gonna win. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm only making these videos because you guys love them. Holy goodness. Man. All right, everybody calm down. Hey everyone, welcome back to the sunny side. I'm Sunny. I'm a little frustrated. Yeah. You speaking sexually, Sonny? I could be, but it's not the point. All right, everybody chill out, man. I've shot this video several times today. You can see there's some up. I put some under the members section, but there have been audio problems, like the sound cut off, which is too bad because that first video that I made, I thought it was quite a good video. It's why I posted it up there for the members. All right, so let's start it again. Hey everyone, welcome back to the sunny side. I'm Sunny. This video is your weekly astrological update about what's happening in the US 2024 presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Everybody cool? Here we go. So today we're going to focus on Mercury retrograde because that's what's happening. And it's right, communication problems, right? Sound cutting out, Mercury retrograde, and the decisions, what these guys are going to happen. So we're going to talk about the Mercury retrograde, the problems with it. We'll talk about who the vice president stuff. We'll see if Trump talked to you about who Kamala's going to pick, Kamala might pick, and who why she might pick them. We'll look at their charts. And I'll just tell you guys, I'm getting frustrated. So first, for those who don't know, as it stands right now, today, right now, before any screen has happened, I have Kamala Harris winning the election. There you go. Now, there are things that could happen astrologically which could change that. And that's what the point of today's video is, because in the next month, Mercury is going to be retrograde. So let's start the video now. I'm going to blah blah for a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys what's going on in the chart. There's a lot of astrology to unpack for you guys today. This video is going to be a little longer. You might want to watch it on like fast double speed or something. Okay, here we go. Thanks for your patience. Please subscribe to the channel. So here's the deal. I think she's going to pick Shapiro as her running mate. I'm just going to tell you guys this to save time, and I'm getting frustrated. I think she's going to pick Shapiro. I'm going to explain to you why I think Shapiro is a good pick for her astrologically. He's a very, very good pick for her astrologically, and I'll demonstrate it. I'll show it to you using a particular kind of astrology called Magi astrology. So I'll show you that. I'll show you why Trump probably picked JD Vance to be his running mate. I'll put their charts together in a minute, and I'll show you why I think Trump might fire Vance. Okay, here we go. Now, the biggest thing that's in play right now is Mercury's retrograde, or it's going to go retrograde. It's going to formally turn retrograde tomorrow. And so all decisions made during Mercury retrograde are going to have to be walked back. So if Kamala chooses her vice president during the Mercury retrograde, it's probably not going to last. And we talk about this on the channel all the time. You guys ask me this all the time. Is my boyfriend coming back? What's going on in relationships? And we talk about this, Mercury retrograde style relationships. If you come together under Mercury retrograde, it's probably not going to last. So it's very important that Kamala has already chosen her vice president. So the decision has to have already been made. Now, if the announcement is made during Mercury retrograde, that's fine. All it means is there'll be technical problems. The mic will go out. The video will be messy. They'll spell someone's name wrong. They'll show up in the wrong city, right? Mercury retrograde problems. The lights go out, right? The teleprompter goes off, like Mercury retrograde problems. But choosing her running mate, because that was before Mercury retrograde, it's going to be fine. So that's my 2 cents. But then again, and I would tell her that if I was her astrologer, I would tell her that, and we, or just watch my channel, right? We talk about this on the horoscopes when I shoot the live, and you guys are welcome to tune into the horoscopes Thursdays and Saturdays. They're shot live here. Tune in, hang out. All right, next. So what else did I talk about earlier? Before we get to the charts, what else did I talk about earlier? All right, let me get to the charts and I'll show you. Whoops. So here we go. So this is right now. Let's take a picture for you guys. Oh man. Okay, here we go. This is right now. And what's happening in the sky right now, you'll see that Mercury has a little bit of an S, that little S right there, and that means stationary, and the red means retrograde. So that's the deal. It's stationary retrograde. These are all astrological terms that mean it just means it's going to appear to be moving backwards in the sky. It just appears to be moving backwards with regards to the other planets because of the shape of the orbit. All right, next. Next. That means astrologically it's going to move back in that direction. Everybody cool? And there's a thing, I'm going to cover that in the horoscopes, or maybe I'll cover how far it moves and what the other deal with Mercury is in next week's video about the election. Now, the important thing to understand about this Mercury retrograde is that again, decisions it's going to be retrograde for the entire month. So if Kamala was not the vice presidential nomination, like if she didn't lock this up yet, she locked it up a couple of days ago, I think, as far as I know. But if she didn't lock up this nomination until like next week, then it probably wouldn't stick. Right, just like the VP pick. If the VP is chosen during the Mercury retrograde, it's probably not going to stick. If she's chosen during the retrograde, it's not going to stick. But I think those decisions are already made. And so what will happen is there might be a problem, once again, with the announcement. Now, this is important as well. I'm not sure what I've said and what I haven't said right now, because I've said so much today. Now, so that's going to affect everyone. And that's how it's going to affect the Democrats. What about the Republicans? What about the Trumpster? Well, I mentioned the idea of a Mercury retrograde relationship. If the Trumpster and JD Vance began their relationship under a Mercury retrograde, then it's highly probable that Trump is going to fire Vance during this Mercury retrograde, for better or worse. So that's how a Mercury retrograde style relationship works. If you come together under Mercury retrograde, you're probably going to break up under Mercury retrograde. And I talk about this all the time. We used to do my live stream Astro Stalking began because on Friday nights, on date night, on the live streams, I would do your charts. You guys would make me look at your boyfriend's charts and guys and stuff. And we would Astro Stalk and see if the relationship was any good. It's kind of what we're doing today. And one of the things that we'd look at, and one of the things you guys ask me all the time is the guy coming back, or is it going to last, or what's going on? And one of the things I look at is a Mercury retrograde relationship. And so again, if Trump has this Mercury retrograde relationship with Vance, he will definitely fire Vance within the next 2 weeks. Next, I'm going to show you how Trump's chart looks with Vance in a couple of minutes. Okay, he's the last one I'm going to look at. We're going to continue along with a little bit more overview on what's happening with everybody and what's happening with you and myself as well. And then we're going to get to Kamala's chart with Shapiro, and then we're going to look at the Trumpster's chart. Okay, here we go. A lot to look at today. So we just discussed Mercury retrograde and what's involved with that. Now, in addition to that, there is a big event that's happening right now in the world. This is a lot of violence, right? Mars is a lot of energy and it's heat, and it's moving up against Jupiter, and Jupiter's expansion and creating a lot. So it's also wind. And it's in Gemini, which is an air sign. In tropical astrology, it's in Gemini. And that means fire is a lot of heat is coming to the air for whatever reason, whatever reason. On the sunny side, on the horoscopes, we said there might be some tornado or hurricane thing happening. So we have a lot of hot, aggressive air mixing with this water thing, this big oppressive energy that's happening on the water. So we're calling for tsunamis. We're kind of calling for a hurricane. And this is stuff we talk about on the horoscopes, just letting you guys know. In addition to that, this entire thing lineup like that indicates the possibility of massive frustration and massive violence, right? Somewhere in the world there might be massive violence, massive frustration, and people are going to react to that. Down here, this is karma. Okay, so in addition to that, this guy down here is formally karma in astrology. And in Kamala's chart, that's at the top of the chart. So where she was once restricted, there is now good karma and bad karma. And you can see the good karma in the amount of money she's raising and the amount of people and the popularity that she's generating. That's the good karma. She also has negative karma with the same thing that I'm not sure what, I don't know what it is. I don't know what her negative karma is, but we all have good and bad karma. And so publicly, there are probably a bunch of people who don't want to support her as well because of the Saturn and the karma stuff. As for Trump, in his chart, I'm not going to show you their charts with this stuff here because I showed it on another video and I'll show it again later. We're going to do the VPs in a sec. So that karma right there for Trump is in his astro sector of relationships and legal situations. So we can see there's a lot of karma in legal situations for Trump, and there's a lot of karma in individual relationships. So like if he had good karma with people, they're supporting him. If he had negative karma, they're taken off. And that's the deal with what's going on. So that's it. So there's, in the world for everyone, there's frustration, there's violence, there's karma, and it's not a good time to make decisions. It's a good, because you're going to have technical problems and you're going to be misunderstood. Finally, I want to just point this out. This is the crazy and unexpected, and that makes an aspect, it's not over there, it's over here, but it makes an aspect to Trump's Mars, a really nasty aspect. And that doesn't happen a lot, and I mentioned it a couple of times, but Trump is still going through that. And he's going to, and like that is going to continue for the next little while. So the unexpected is going to happen to him very publicly. People are, and in addition to that, he's a Gemini, right? And Mars in Gemini means people are physically attacking Geminis right now. So unexpected attacks on Trump, physically attacking him, and definitely, karma is in play for everybody, good and bad karma. All right, next. All right. So normally I guess I would leave it there, but today I wanted to talk to you guys about the picks. Okay, so that's the astrological overview. Let's look at this. So this is Kamala and Shapiro. Leave your comments in the comments section, guys. I'm going to tell you guys why I think he's a good choice for her. Astrologically. In real life, I don't know. I don't care. So, and I did a formal breakdown and predictions on the live stream yesterday. So if you want to know more about the vice presidents and why I thought Shapiro is a better fit astrologically than some of the other, well, I'll explain it right now. I explained it on the video earlier. I'll tell you right now. The one that got deleted, I'll tell you right now. Let me just double check that the sound works. Okay, sound is good. Here we go. So the other guys, the guy from the astronaut and that other guy, they're both born in 1964. And what I'm showing you guys today in Harris's and Shapiro's chart is a different type of astrology. It's called Magi astrology, and it tends to focus on that Chiron right there. Now, in relationships, like I said, when you guys bring me the charts, when we're live streaming and I'm looking at your boyfriends or guys you might want to date, or you guys, we're astro stalking. This is one of the things that I look at to see if you guys are going to come together, if you guys are going to be successful together, or if you're just going to be apart. And the other guys, the guys who were born in 64, they had their Chiron right there. And that is opposite Kamala's stellium right there. So that situation tends to keep people away. It tends to not work out. So that's why I said yesterday I didn't think those guys would be the pick, because I don't think it's going to work out with those guys. All right, next. Also, I might have said earlier today in some video, keep in mind she's a Libra and she wants to balance things out. So heads up. Next, here's where things get super fascinating between these two charts. So yeah, there is a little bit of a problem where his Chiron is opposite is opposite of Kamala's sun. Now, but not the entire universe, okay? So there's that. So that astrologically is a little bit of a problem, right? It's going to keep them away a little bit. However, what we have astrologically, aside of that, is something incredibly auspicious astrologically. Now, it's not quite formally a Cinderella transit, although there is kind of a Cinderella transit in here, and I'll show you. And here we have Chiron. Shapiro's Chiron is making an extremely harmonious, his Chiron is making an extremely auspicious aspect to Kamala's Mars and her South Node. And what we have there is a grand trine. We have a grand trine showing up there. These guys have triangles in their charts. So there should be a lot of rapport, but not just rapport. In Magi astrology, this aspect here leads to a tremendous, tremendous amount of success. It's almost as if they're fated to be together, right? They're fated to do their thing. These guys, although they're incredibly strong on their own, I believe these guys are even stronger together. Seriously, astrologically. Do I think she's stronger with someone else? I don't know. You look at the video yesterday, I can't remember what I said. But these guys are quite strong. Now, when we switch it around, you can also see she has. Now, formally in Magi astrology, you have to have something like this. All right? That linking into something like that is going to create what's called a Cinderella transit. And the Cinderella transits in Magi astrology, you're stronger together. So Kamala already has this in her chart all by herself. She has massive amounts of success in her chart, progressive success, right? The Neptune, Chiron, progressive success. She does have some problems. Like this looks like she might have some problems in love at times, maybe relationship problems. Maybe there's we're going to leave it. I'm not overly analyzing her chart. We're doing the relationship stuff today. So there's that. And sure enough, up here, Shapiro, his Venus anchors into all of this, right? So this is a real opportunity. This team is going to be very successful. In addition to that, we have the Chirons conjunct these incredibly auspicious midpoints that I have on my charts, right? These are SunnySide charts, right? So SunnySide astrology is a little different, right? I use different types of astrology at the same time. So you can see there's a lot of success happening between these two. So I really do. That's why I think he should be the pick. I don't know about anything else. We're just doing astrology here. And I see an incredibly strong and successful combination between these guys. Now, the only thing that I would see astrologically that would be a real problem is if the decision is made after today. Again, that's the warning for everyone. If I was her astrologer, I would tell her that. All right, next. Everybody cool with that? Let's make sure my sound is still working. Check. The other thing is when I turn my head away from the mic, it's not going to pick up as well. So, all right, let's get to the Trumpster and see he's going on with him. This one is interesting. This is interesting. So, in the last chart, right, between Harris and Shapiro, I demonstrated something to you guys called Magi astrology, right, using the Chiron. Trump and Vance are a little bit different. I'm going to show you guys something else because I'm asking a different question here. I'm asking if the Trumpster is gonna fire Vance. He's gonna fire Vance. Now, before I do that, let me just show you a couple of things. This is called synastry in astrology. And in this situation, I'm going to show you guys something. This is how Vance affects Trump. Okay, this is how Vance affects Trump. Trumpster's on the inside. Now, you'll notice, okay, so here we go. So this is extremely negative. If that was in someone's birth chart, I would say they're probably going to jail. right? Or they're going to go to jail, or they're going to have their movement restricted somehow, or they're going to be very argumentative, they're going to be very frustrated, they're always counterpunching. And so because of Vance, Trump is going to have his movement restricted, and he's always going to mess up his day-to-day life, and he's going to have to, it's going to be a problem, right? It's going to be a problem, always arguing. Trump's always going to be arguing because of Vance. Now, we can see certain things here. I don't necessarily see sneaky mofo in Vance's chart. I don't really see it. I see that he's a reclusive person. I don't know that he's that. I don't see a lot of integrity. Like, it's just, you'll see it in a second when I switch it around. So in this situation, I don't know what the case is, but this indicates that Vance actually makes a lot of money, and he's very good for Trump behind the scenes. So I don't know what that's like or what's going on. I'm not really following it, but that's what it looks like. They're very successful behind the scenes. Now, watch this. I'm going to switch them around so that you can see how Trump affects Vance. And there's something that's to note here. So watch, this is where things get interesting. So this is how Trump affects Vance, right? Now, this here, Trump has sneaky motherfucker in his chart, right? Trump has, but like, that's not the point here. The interesting thing is, Trump has a situation, like, this is, so Vance is attracting death right now, okay? He has, because of Trump, there's an ending in relationships. There's a behind-the-scenes legal battle. There's a lot of attack happening to Vance right now. Again, end of a relationship, cheating in relationships, divorce, a death. It's like a really negative thing. Trump brings a really negative thing to Vance. And it's all behind the scenes. It's all a little bit, whatever. Again, this is their relationship. Trump is kind of like this to everybody because this is sort of how his chart lines up. But if he had a different chart, like if someone had a different ascendant, then this Mars behind the scenes, I'm going to get you, death or cheating, it's not necessarily going to be the case. Just because someone is a certain way, all by themselves astrologically, when we put them together, it could be completely different. Like in a different situation, this energy here could be down here. And then these guys are extremely creative, playful. They go to play golf all the time. They hang out with, they take the kids to the park, right? Or if it's up here, they focus on their publicity all the time, right? Actually, I'll show you. Vance, that's Trump stuff I'm circling there. Vance is kind of empty down here, right? This here, this green guy that we looked at in Kamala's stuff in the Democrats, that's whining and complaining and a problem publicly. Vance is always whining and complaining publicly. Over here, the Trumpster brings a lot of publicity to Vance. And that's the deal. If Trump wasn't involved, there would be a wound at the top of Vance's chart, meaning we wouldn't recognize Vance. Without Trump, there's a strong possibility we're not going to really know about Vance. He's a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Do I think that Trump's going to fire Vance? I think he is. I think he is. But I also think there's going to be a problem. But once again, if this is a Mercury retrograde style relationship, you should expect it to end in the next 2 weeks. And that's my 2 cents, guys. This is a long video. This is a long video day today. And I know this stuff. Here we go. So I know I kind of like there's a lot of astrology in today's videos, and I shot it a number of times, and I forgot about some things and I remembered some things, blah blah blah. Please share the video, please subscribe to the channel, please tune into some of the live streams. Hope everyone has a super amazing day. Good luck, everybody. I wish everyone the best, and I'll see you guys soon.